Welcome to today's game here with Catherine de Medici. We are playing for a culture victory and we are on the Primordial Map this time. Usual settings, Deity, difficulty, standard size map, 8 players, monopolies and corporations alongside disaster level 4 and the usual bang of things, bag of tricks. You can notice already that given we are on a primordial map, there's a lot more like features that we have access to, you know, for chops and builders, which is really good for a culture game because then we can access quite a few wonders by quickly chopping down for their production. 2 cities going already within the first 26 turns. We are of course going to be looking for a religion as well, but we haven't actually started that yet. We're about to hit astrology. We're about to try and get that going. We have seen quite a bit of land with our warrior as we have explored over to the east. We should be able to make quite a few cities. We don't have any neighbors yet, so even though we have access to a whole variety of different luxury goods, we need to find somebody to trade with them first. Let's go have a look at our kit. So, as you know, France is generally a culture-oriented civ anyway, so this will almost certainly be a more synergetic game for us than, say, some of my other ones, like Jacques' Religious Victory or something. Anyway, let's look at her features and abilities. Catherine's flying squadron has 1 level of diplomatic visibility greater than normal with every civilization that she's met, which of course at the moment is nothing, but we're still very early. Receives a free spy and extra spy capacity with the castle's technology. That is very nice. Early spies, getting them going, getting them promoted so that they're useful throughout more of the game is very good. All spies start as agents with a free promotion. Yeah, a much more accelerated game plan towards spies. And considering we're not playing a diplomacy game for, like, you know, the secondary government's promotion that gives you access to additional diplomatic favor. It's like a +3 diplomatic favor economy boost, which I forget the name of, but we usually go with for anything that isn't that, for anything that isn't a diplomatic game, including culture games, the one for spies anyway, because spies are very useful both, like, you know, science games stealing tax and in culture games for stealing great works, or at least just getting the money. You know, it's really nice to have an accelerated boost towards these spies. And hopefully safer as well, because with the promotion, they hopefully won't die in their first mission. Grand Tour, plus 20% production toward medieval, Renaissance, and industrial era wonders. Again, we're definitely going for those wonders, so this will be very synergetic and helpful doing that. Tourism from wonders of any era is plus 100%. So again, hoping to make the most of that, get our tourism up, get those traveling tourists in as quickly as possible and try to win the game. Garde Imperiale, French unique industrial melee unit that replaces the line infantry. Plus 10%, plus 10, I always say percent, I don't know why. Plus 10 flat out combat strength when fighting on your capital's continent, which is quite a good stretch of land. Great general points for killing units. I do quite like that unit. Now, I'm not a military guy. I struggle greatly, and you might have seen in my last Age of Abundance just how frustrating it can be for me to do combat in this game. However, I do think that Garde Imperiale is a pretty damn good unit. Getting great general points is really nice, and you will probably most certainly be on your capital's continent for most of the game anyway, unless you're trying to do a split continent build. Chateau unlocks the builder ability to construct a chateau unique to France. Plus 2 culture, plus 1 gold, plus 1 appeal. That's really nice to be able to help get more, national parks. You know, get that bonus appeal to make sure the tiles are ready for that. Plus 1 culture for every adjacent wonder. Becomes plus 2 after a searching flight. Very nice. What about the other ones? I guess it's just that, right? Plus 2 gold if on a tile containing a river edge. Okay. It's only 1 instance, even if you have like 2 edges, I imagine. Provides tourism from culture after a searching flight. There's a lot of flight going on, so you could argue that one cares a bit more about science, but I don't know. Must be placed adjacent to a bonus or luxury resource. Cannot be built adjacent to another chateau. Okay, it seems pretty decent. The adjacency to a bonus or luxury resource, I guess, you could always like strategically place it adjacent to a bonus resource and then chop that resource. Because of course, since you're not really improving, you can't improve tiles for national parks. You don't really want many resources on those tiles. So probably a little bit of finagling going on there. So, one turn away from Hanging Gardens is a very beneficial wonder. It allows us to have growth throughout our empire. Not too hotly contested by other civs, so usually something I can go for if I have a nice adjacent river. And of course, I'm not sure, but it's quite possible with her kit that Catherine de Medici does have a bias towards rivers, which is always a very nice thing to have. There's a lot of wonders that want rivers, in addition to the potential of having pantheons like River Goddess and things like that. As well as, of course, the ability to build aqueducts and dams and all manner of things. So really nice to have a river bias, if indeed she does have one, which is probably the case.
The ascent to the highest story is by stairs, and at their side are water engines, by means of which persons, appointed expressly for the purpose, are continually employed in raising water from the Euphrates into the garden.
The Euphrates! Babylon, Mesopotamia, Iraq, the home of civilization, and the home of my very dear mother. It'll always be an important place for me. It's nice to see that we were able to reconstitute it. Yay! Welcome back. We moved along a few turns. Now around turn 63. We have met a couple of neighbors, so we've been able to potentially make ourselves a little bit of an economy, 52 gold coming in. We have some horses to sell. How much money do they have currently? Not enough. So maybe we'll wait a little bit on that. They have horses. So maybe we should, well, I don't really like doing this, like I know I have 4 coming in per turn and everything. But I really want to make sure I make the most of the premium. I can't sell any of them to him, but the other guy doesn't have enough money. Saladin just doesn't have much money. So we're going to, I guess, wait till we have a better opportunity to sell. We have a lot of units! All thanks to one particular wonder in the Statue of Zeus. A very helpful, nice little wonder to make early on. You get a couple of wonders accessibility with an early encampment, as you can see here, with both the terracotta about to be built, to both then pump up all the units' ranks and the promotions for each of the units you got from Statue of Zeus. It's a nice little 1-2 punch that I do enjoy using when I can get the chance. Toulouse will have access to this Theatre Square, because of course the Theatre Square on Paris, as well as Lyon, are going to be in this lovely little quadrant here. It's a nice little triangle that's also adjacent to a bunch of different wonders. We managed to build Apadana, we managed to build Stonehenge, and that's how we got our religion. We're trying to build Mont Saint Michel to get more great work slots, as well as the potential for buffing our apostles. And Hanging Gardens. We have a really nice sort of like little area here for a bunch of different theater squares to take advantage, as well as their adjacency to one another. This is a really nice way I like to be able to make the most of really high adjacency theater squares, potentially even try and find a place for this one as well, if possible. Another one adjacent to a holy site, possibly, or something like that. Just to give that extra little boost. We have explored all the way up here. We have our warrior doing the works. And we have found that we are really uncontested. We've, of course, found ourselves Mount Roraima that we can just swarm around and settle some nice cities into. We have a real large opportunity to make a lot of land. They are trying to close me off a little bit with Nalanda, with the Ottoman Empire, but as you can see, I'm about to settle this. It's only going to be -1 loyalty, but that should be easy enough to manage. And then if we can cut this off, then hopefully we can take all the land over here. Though I will warn you, with being a primordial map, there is a good chance that a lot of the land, as you can see here, is basically dead. Within a few 50 to 100 turns, all of this will be submerged. So you don't really want to be settling there, but still take this off, cut this off, get access to the western side of this landmass. Should be good. And with our units, we're marching them off to try and defeat
both these free units as well as whatever other units, whatever barbarian camp has been spawning behind in the hidden Fog of War territory. I believe I saved this up so that I can chop this to get the guarantee on the terracotta army. Pretty sure I must have done that. It's something I'm likely to do.
There were 7 wonders in the world, and the discovery of the terracotta army, we may say, is the 8th miracle of the world.
So it's not a wonder, it's a miracle of the world. Awesome. Well, as you can see, all those promotions, woo! Which also means a whole bunch of healing. So, should be able to make the most of that. Of course, if I was more adventurous and understood why I keep getting bodied in military, we could even potentially try and take back Nalanda, which was a city-state at one point. Not that I care too much about science city-states, but you know, it's a thing. Moving swiftly on to turn 130, you can see that we have really fully amassed our empire. We have generated alliances with everybody, as well as having befriended and founded everybody. Of mice and men. Lots and lots of men. Catherine has all the attention, I guess. We have made a dozen or more cities. We are in the progress of making a bunch of national parks. We have indeed taken advantage of Mount Roraima, and while it does have yields around the wonder, this is just too strong a holy site to not pick. This is 3 separate wonder tiles. That must be at least +6, and with these couple of woods, probably a +7 adjacency holy site. Very, very powerful. Everywhere is trying to build their coastal wonders so that we can get good adjacency for water parks and particularly aquatic centers, as well as our potential for theater squares. We must have a military alliance with the Ottomans, considering they're putting all their units in our cities while they're trying to take Mexico, which makes no real sense if that is the case, because I'll just fall to me. And the last thing I want to talk about is that we are in a golden age. We have getting benefit from a whole manner of stuff. It's actually a heroic age we're in. Yeah, heroic age. Generating population, more gold, more production science, or more production for sure, although we don't really have campuses. And the thing most important about it is that because of national parks and the amount that we can make, and with our faith economy being reasonable, we are able to keep going with our golden age, or our heroic age, because we've already met the condition with 3 turns remaining for the next one. And this might keep going on, maybe even to the rest of the game, because there are such powerful ways, especially with the Taj Mahal in addition, of generating those additional golden heroic ages. But of course, you can see my dream has been fully realized. This is not something I can produce every game, but it's always nice when it does. When you can have 3 wonders on each side of 2 theater squares, joined together with a holy site that has helped generate the Hagia Sophia location, thus allowing us a really nice layout, a really powerful layout. This is definitely my ideal setup for culture, is to have something like this. Is to have 3 wonders here for this theater square, 3 wonders here for this theater square, 2 districts, +1 and +6. Like, it's insane. The power that you can generate. To be honest, I think I should be even getting maybe more culture than that. But I really like doing this. So this is like a mini achievement, if you will. If you can set this up, I would recommend it. Yeah, looking good. Okay, so it's turn 152, and we're progressing quite nicely. We're about to get Eiffel Tower, which will help us even more building appeal-based national parks. We've already built quite a few of them. We have a lot more earmarked and trying to build these wood tiles to make sure that we can make even more. And we have amassed a very nice total of foreign visiting tourists. A very nice number indeed. We are considerably ahead of everybody else, which isn't a good thing to be when you're trying to do a culture game, to try and separate yourself as quickly as possible. We're already needing almost 300 total votes, so it's going to be standard fare regarding that. No excessive 500 gold this time required. And there it is, after just under 180 turns, which is not quick by any means, but we got there, labored and all. We were able to amass enough foreign tourists to beat the relatively high total, but not quite the coupe game, as we were offered and asked to do. Yeah. You can see that we have generated quite a lot of tourism from some of our older wonders and the holy sites as well. Overall, a pretty good score. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and follow the channel. Maybe leave a comment. Let me know what you want to look at, what you want to see in the future. I look forward to seeing you then.
The worth of a culture is not measured by its accomplishments, but in how those accomplishments last and how they are remembered. The beauty that you have inspired our people to create will ensure that our culture stands for all time.